Shalom, YouTube family. I gotta give a shout out and a clap and an applaud to Israel Adesanya. For those of you who don't know who Israel Adesanya is, he is a UFC fighter, also a champion. He's a good fighter. Shout out to him. And the reason why I'm giving him a shout out is because he at UFC 287 against an opponent named Alex Pereira, if I'm not mistaken. So he had history with this individual, right? And I guess throughout his career, that individual, was giving him a challenge throughout his career. And this individual, beat him a couple of times. I don't want to say a couple of times, I think twice, but this individual pretty much was it was a challenge for Israel Adesanya. This individual, it wasn't like one of those walkthroughs that he has with other opponents. This guy literally, this was like a challenge for him. He really had to work hard with this individual. So at UFC 287, he finally defeated him. You know what I'm saying? He finally got the victory. Finally. So shout out to him for, still, no matter, that challenge in his life right there, he succeeded and finally got the win. You know what I'm saying? A man who beat him before, he finally won. Congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Alex Pereira too. These guys who fight, even though, the sports is part of the matrix, you know what I'm saying? Sports are rigged. We see it in the sports, but even though it's rigged, at the end of the day, I respect boxers, UFC fighters. I respect athletes. I especially the UFC and boxing, because these guys, whether it's in the matrix, rigged or not, these guys are literally, putting their life on the line in these, in these arenas when they are fighting for entertainment. They're literally putting their life on the line, because, throughout the years, there have been individuals who sadly passed away in the ring, and then there's some who to this day, suffered a lot of brain damage, and they're just, it's sad. So these guys put their, they give it their all, and they put their life on the line. Whether the sports is rigged or not, matrix or not, shout out to these guys who, who entertain, in the combat sport, because I love boxing and UFC. I love it. But yes, shout out to Israel Adesanya. The reason why I say this is because at UFC 287, when he finally got his win, my man just walked right up in the middle of the octagon and did a cross. He exorcised the monster logo in front of everybody. Like literally, he just, and then flipped it off. He gave it the middle finger. I was like, yo, that is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Shout out to him for doing that. So I did a little research, and it's very interesting about that monster logo. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at that M closely on that can, it's really not an M. It's not an M. That logo is really not an M. Not only that, it looks like a claw, but it's not an M. It's really not an M. In fact, it's the M, it's a gap. If it was supposed to be an M, it would be connected, but it's a gap. You know what I'm saying? So if you pay attention to that logo, and then if you go to Hebrews, the letter Vav, V-A-V for Hebrews, the letter Vav is the same symbolic used in the Monster Drink logo. You know what I'm saying? And also, the letter Vav in Hebrew is also the number 6. So, it's the 6th letter in Hebrews. Vav is the 6th letter in Hebrews. So, those 3, you know, supposedly that M is not an M. It's a Hebrew. Those 3 things is a Hebrew number. It's 666. Remember, you know what I'm saying? It's just like the movie They Live. You know what I'm saying? Once my man found those magic glasses, he just put them on and he started seeing the codes everywhere. He started seeing symbolics. He started seeing people's, like, demons in people. Then he would take it off and then he'll be like, wait, what just happened? He'll put it back on and then he'll see the reality. The reality. When he put the glasses on, that was the truth. That was the reality. When he took it off, that was the illusion, the lie. So that's just like, you know what I'm saying? They love symbolics. They love codes. You know, and a lot of us don't pay attention to this. And then there's some who do expose it. We do the research. We spread it. When you look into it, you be like, yo. So shout out to those who's exposing it. Shout out to those who bring awareness to this, yo. So yeah, that Monster Energy drink, that M, it's not really an M. It's the Hebrew letter. It's Vav, but in Hebrew, it represents the number 6. 666. And shout out to Israel Adesanya, UFC 287. He just, exorcised, put the middle finger at it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. And then, what was it? His press conference. He walked up to it. He saw the can. He threw it. Shout out to him for that. And another interesting thing is, if you pay close attention to the letter O in the monster, like, literally look at it. It's a cross. It's literally a cross. What does the cross and Christ have to do with, you know what I'm saying, the cross shape have to do with the word monster in it? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, once you open up your magic eye and pay attention to the symbolics, man, it's interesting, the stuff that, you know, we really didn't really pay attention to. And I'm not a fan of Monster drink, but I have had it one time in my life, you know what I'm saying? But I don't even drink that, and I didn't even like the drink anyway. And that company's already going through lawsuits. They going through their own thing. But it's very interesting to know that you know, it's not really an M. It's Hebrew, like 666. It's interesting. But yeah, this video is a shout out to Israel Adesanya. Shout out to you. Shout out to you for not only that, big pay-per-view, and you brought awareness to the world. Because when you did that, you made people curious as to why you did that. Yes, you made people, you know, those who are already awake, they know what's up. But also those who are asleep, you brought awareness to people so they could start doing research themselves and start finding and looking into the things that are hidden, the truth that is hidden, so people could start being aware of the lies and expose the lies with the truth. Shout out to you, Israel Adesanya, for that. Shout out to you for doing that. And shout out to those who exposed the Monster Drink logo and gave a wonderful, beautiful explanation to share to the world and bring awareness. Shout out to those who is exposing the kingdom of darkness. Shout out to them. Man. Magic Eye. Oh, man. Whew. That was beautiful. So if you guys want to check that out, UFC 287. Not only that, you could just literally write Israel Adesanya Exorcist Monster Drink, and you see him just boom with the finger, like, come on. That was beautiful. But yes, because of that, he brought awareness to the world. A lot of people were curious. They were like, there were those who knew, and then there were those who didn't know and looked into it and looked into the research, and the research don't lie. See, I love that when people start exposing the truth. You know what I'm saying? When they start exposing things to make others who are unaware, especially spiritually unaware people, to start doing their own research, to come into the truth, to spread it. I love it. I love it when you start spreading the truth and bring awareness to those who are asleep. I love it. So yes, this video is for you, Israel Adesanya. Shout out to you for doing that. Shout out for those around the world bringing awareness to this monster drink. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to those as well bringing awareness to the liquid, that liquid death drink, where they're using real warlocks and witches. That they summoning demons into that. Yo, shout out, man, to the red pill. Shout out. Keep exposing. That's what I'm talking about. Till the next video.